because it's not easy, and I don't want to quit one because I love those three, you know. So, and I don't want to feel myself trapped in one in a box also. So I want my freedom and my diversification because, very frankly, folks, who can make a living with coaching only? May I see how many? Then you are very lucky, or you are very expensive. No, no, clear, clear, right? So my belief is that we also need. I'm a trainer, also. You know, I'm a coach trainer. So I don't want to be trapped in a box. But perhaps it is my wrong belief. So you see my question in the blurring stuff.
So again, it's a bit for you, but for everybody. I have a sliding scale of fees. So if I'm working for a non-profit, or if I'm coaching somebody who is looking for work, or just a young student, I start at the bottom of my scale. And I, with the public sector, which always very budget crunchy, it's the next one. And then I have the high end of the scale are consulting companies or Fortune 500. But even there, I work directly with some clients, and they obviously they'd be at the top of the range. But in order to have a volume of work, I work with coach pools and with other network, service providers, and they obviously, we all know the finder, minder, etc. fee. They grinder. You end up being the grinder. It can be anything. If they're fair-minded, they take 30%, and if they're not, they take half, right? So I balance the whole thing out, and since the year 2000, I've lived on coaching alone. So now I'm moving towards supervision. I have to make a choice how much of my time I would like to, because it's a new profession. I'll have to, launch that and also adopt that identity and integrate it. And so that's how I've come to it. And I live like you in Belgium. I do not coach in the Belgian world at all. I only coach with the EU institutions, and I call myself a global coach because that's who I am. So that's my name.
So we are hearing a few things, right? A challenge that we have. So when we are skillful and experienced, when we're skillful and experienced in multiple things, whether or not the lines get blurry, and how are we going to create that clear positioning, and also how are we going to work on our price point. You wanted to share something, Andra?
A similar issue for me. So I've been in this business for 17 years. But the last 5 years, because of my personal values, I shifted my category from global leadership to climate coaching because of my personal convictions and wanting to serve the bigger system. So I left the city of Paris, I moved to countryside, I brought coaches in my garden, I created a local community in France, I joined the global coordination pod of CCA. And then, little by little, I realized that some of my former clients were getting away from me, and some new clients were not showing up. And I was kind of thinking, I'm losing myself. Who am I? I thought I was a senior coach. I'm a systemic coach working with leaders, large organizations. So for the last 2 years, I have been working with my supervisor to rethink who I am, what is my value proposition, and do I really need to choose? Because I'm going back to what Sylvia was saying, it's the same thing. Like when you are a senior coach and you work with complexity and with systemic work, do you really need to choose? That's my dilemma.
Maybe the next slide. Thank you. There's a need to clap you there. You spoke up the truth. Leila. Now we'll come there, and I'm conscious of time. Now we're gonna, and then I'm conscious of time. We're gonna move on. Here we go.
Thanks, Sandra. I loved what you brought in. Hi. I'm going to go back to the credibility that you were talking about. I'm like you, Sylvian. I'm like you, Andra. I've got different hats. And I think the point I want to bring is around the value. I think we talked about landmark. In my experience, so I'm a coach. My business is established in Dubai, but I work globally. And I think what I want to make, so I'm a coach educator, I offer coaching services, I'm a supervisor, and I'm a coach, supervisor, educator. So I've got different prices for different services. But I think from my experience of running my business for the last 13 years is once you know your value and you know what you're offering, you need to stick to it. I interview so many participants. I offer in-house coach education and also public program. So I interview lots of participants who come to my triple accredited program. And when they see the program, they love it. It's triple accredited. But when it comes to the price, they go, oh, but another provider gave me actually half of your price. And I go, by all means, go to that other provider. Because honestly, they go, but I really love your program. And I go, yes, and this program has a price tag. If I want, and I love flying with Emirates, I'm in Dubai, if I want to travel business with Emirates, I pay business class. But I cannot tell to Emirates, I want to travel business class, but I can only offer economy. I think when we change our perspectives in how we price our products, and we stick to it, I'm not saying we don't give discounts should we want to. I do give some discounts. I've got different payment plans. People can pay direct debits, they can pay by installments, of course there are credit card fees, but we need to stick to it because otherwise we go, and we're seeing, Ibra and I live in Dubai, we're seeing so many coaches, MCC coaches and PCC experience slashing the prices just to get business. I disagree with this. Because otherwise we're going to bring down this profession and people will not put a price tag to what we're offering. That's what I wanted to offer.
So, if that's okay, we know that I think you wanted to offer something too. If that's okay, Arsene, let's hear from another voice. Yes.
Before I joined coaching, I was involved in other businesses, and I think the most important thing I've learned with regards to price points and so on, the most important thing I've learned is that my opinion of the price doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I think when I come from a mindset where the price doesn't matter to me, then it helps me to move forward.
So thanks for sharing. And to build on what you shared, it may not matter because it's about the purchasing power of your target audience. So if the price is not well set, according to your purchasing power of your target audience, you might be the most credible coach in that area, in that region, but you're shooting in the air anyway. So maybe the next slide that we're going to share with you can address some of the questions that we have. And then we can continue building on that, and I'm conscious of time that we are kind of running over time. Let's see how it goes. So this is about the unique selling proposition. And as you notice, there are, I should have used that, I should have trusted my intuition and kept the mic here. So there are 4 areas, right? There are 4 zones. Again, this may challenge some of your, beliefs and naturally the biases that you may have. So when you look at this, the zones, there's one zone that your brand might be naturally doing very well. Thank you. Not that one. Thank you. So this is what you offer. This is where your expertise reside. And another zone is, and this word may trigger you, so sit with that, what your competitors offer. So this is their area. This is where they shine. This is where they stand out. And another one is that to keep in mind what your clients and organizations need. And of course, naturally, there's an overlap. Yeah. So there is the need state, there is my expertise, where I stand out, and there is where my colleagues naturally stand out. So looking at that, if you are to target the tick zone, the pure winning zone, again, this may challenge your thinking, and it's okay, just stay with that. This is where your best features meet your client's needs. This is about your expertise. And how we communicate that consistently and how much we invest in that messaging will help us stand out.